I want to talk about the creators out there who talk about parental alienation and the creators out there who are estranged from their children because they're toxic. And the reason that I want to talk about this is because of the fact that the creators out there who are estranged, that are toxic, that are claiming parental alienation, are guiding people in a direction that ensures that their children never speak to them again. And it's because those parents who are estranged due to parental alienation are looking for safety and reassurance and trying to figure out how to live life without their children right now. And I say right now because the parents who are alienated, not the ones who were toxic, not the ones who were emotionally abusive, but the ones who were alienated because the other parent is the toxic parent, a lot of times I see those children come back. But if you follow the advice of these creators who are diminishing the experiences of their children who have gone no contact because they're toxic, when your children do give you that chance, you're going to blow it. And it's in a way not going to be your fault because you're being manipulated by toxic people. And that's one of the differences. Toxic people, they feel so powerful and that they have so much control over their children, and they do when their children can't walk away, that they're short-sighted and they don't see the future. They don't see their children as individuals. They don't want to see them as individuals. They see them as lifelong tools. And then when they walk away, they blame shift. It's the internet's fault. It's people like me and my message. It's, that they didn't get what they wanted one day. It's a minimization of the trauma they went through. It's everything and everybody else's fault, and none of the responsibility or accountability lies with them. That's one of the ways you can tell. If you look through their videos and the only thing they're saying is here and there, I apologize for what I might have done, or I know I made mistakes, and I know that I said the wrong thing even after I was told not to, and I did it anyway. That's how they sort of take ownership. But ownership also means changing behavior, and that's not something they did. Those parents who are toxic will do things and say things to paint their children as not being so great. They may not smear campaign them in the big way, but they'll drop little seeds like, when so-and-so is a teenager, they did a lot of drugs and it really altered their brain chemistry, and that's why they don't talk to me anymore. It won't be my child was self-medicating, which, by the way, they shouldn't be disclosing either, because they were going through a lot of stress and trauma created by me. It won't be that. Or they were always, a little bit sneaky, or they were very manipulative as a child, or very emotionally sensitive, like you couldn't say anything, or they were a difficult child, or they were always problematic. But they'll say them in ways that are kind of like, I really had to put up with so much, and I still showed up as the best parent I could be. And then they'll say things like, emotional abuse. They don't know what trauma looks like, and minimize that adult child's experience. Those parents aren't estranged because of parental alienation. Those parents are estranged because of their own toxic behaviors, because they haven't done the work that they need to do to repair those relationships when those children were asking them, where they say, oh, I didn't know it was going to happen. But those children were throwing up boundaries and saying, hey, look, I need you not to do these things. They hurt, and they did them anyway. Or, I'm having memories that I would like to process with you. Oh, you don't know what trauma looks like. Those parents are not alienated parents. They don't have their children in their lives because they are not willing to do the work they need to do to show up as people who are not toxic and still creating trauma and drama for their adult child. The alienated parents, they don't eviscerate their children's reputation. I'm not saying that we don't all at points in time, call the best friend and go, oh my God, can you believe what so-and-so did? That's not eviscerating your child's reputation. That's talking about a moment in time and a behavior. The parents who have been alienated will not speak about their children in ways that give other people permission to view them in a negative light. They will not do that. They will talk about the parent who alienated. But even when they do that, watch their language. Listen. They're doing it in ways to share their experience, to talk about the pain that they're going through, and hoping their children come back. They're not doing it in ways that create a situation where their children hate them for talking about their parent. They're careful. Do you know why? Because they're thinking long term. They're hopeful that their children will come back, and in the meantime, they're learning how to live life without them and respect that child's boundaries. That's the other difference. They have no problem continuing to respect a boundary that they don't like because they want to be with their children. They're seeking out resources to repair their relationship. And my concern is that in seeking out those resources, they're attaching to parents who are not them, who are estranged because their behaviors are toxic. So if you're one of those parents who have gone through parental alienation and you are looking at different creators, watch for how they speak about their children. Go through their videos and make sure they're consistent, because people who are toxic can't maintain the truth. Look for those clues before you attach to those creators. If they're saying things like you never have to apologize, you never have to validate, you're in the wrong place, because that's an absolute guarantee that you will never get your child back. And as a therapist, I can tell you that I have a lot of adult survivors of child abuse who married toxic people, who have ended up being alienated, who have gotten their children back. Because in adulthood, when we start to gain life experience and contrast and have our own romantic relationships, we're able to look and go, oh, wait a minute, I might be with the wrong parent, and reach out to the parent who is the one they should have been attached to. It doesn't happen all the time, obviously, but it does happen a lot. And if when that happens and you get that opportunity, you're able to meet them with the validation that they're looking for, you're going to be able to repair that relationship, because you weren't the original abuser. You weren't the abuser at all. You were a victim of circumstance.